Hi, good morning, class 6. So, I am there on your My English folder course book by John Jackman and Wendy Wren. So, this is the book, this one. Okay, so this is the one. So, I'll be there on Unit 2. I'll be there on Unit 2. I hope you guys are all doing fine. I'm sorry. Good morning to everybody. I really forgot. I was so engrossed in this story I was going through, and so I hope you all are fine. Hi, Sunflower. Hi, Siddhi. Hi, Ayushi. Divyanshu, my drummer boy, Nishant, and Sumit, and Nitin, and all the friends, and all the friends of friends in class, and all of you. Hi, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good and full with energy, eating your food properly, sleeping properly, having fun, and studying as well. Well, great. So, we'll be there on Unit 2 today with another pair of eyes. What does this actually? It's a moral tale. Morals are when we try to learn something from something. We watch movies, we learn a lot through movies. We watch serials, we learn. We watch cartoons, from cartoons also we learn. So there's always a theme, a point to be understood from things which we read or which we see or which we hear, right? Songs also teach us a lot of things. So there's a perspective of things. Perspective is in the time of thing that think it from a second view, a second point of view. If this is this can be this for this also, right? So this can have the cause of that. So that's a point of thinking it on a different platform, or thinking it from a different section. It's called a perspective. So a change in perspective can change the way we see a particular situation. The wise men in a prince's kingdom are always arguing over sacred texts, means our religious books and all. The following story depicts how the prince teaches his wise men a lesson on the acceptance of different perspectives, of taking it a second point of view, that if this you think this is this, why not this? Okay, or this can be this, or this is this. If we see it in this way, this means this. Okay, a perspective. So this is written by from 101 School Assembly Stories by Frank Carr, and we are going to start this. I'll read and then I'll explain. The story is from the Buddhist religion, which teaches us a lesson in a very amusing way, Buddha said. That's what Buddha said. Means in amusing way means quite of interesting, and you don't get bored. Just someone is reading a story. If I don't explain it to you properly, or if you are seeing a movie, if you don't understand, what's the use of seeing the movie if there's no connection to it? It has to be excitement has to be there. You watch cartoon, if he only keeps on talking, standing in one place, if there is no movements, nothing and all, you won't like it. If Chota Bheem doesn't jump from this place to that place, you won't like it, you won't watch it. It's very amusing. That's what Buddha said. Friends, long ago in this very city, there lived a prince who became weary of listening to so-called wise men. You see, each of these men of learning had different ideas about the gods and the sacred books, and they used to argue with tongues like razors. One day, the prince gathered together in the marketplace all the blind men in the city. So Buddha said, there was a prince, and who became he was very getting bored listening to his wise people. You know, when there are too many wise people, there is a lot of problem. Extra smart, overconfident, they think they know everything. So we do get irritated, isn't it? We get bored sometimes. So-called wise men, they called themselves so-called wise. Because you are wise, it's not going to be written on your head. The way you speak, the way you know, your knowledge when it comes out says that what you are. Each of these men of learning had different ideas. Suppose they see one mark on the wall, they'll say, oh, this mark was made by that person. The second learned person said, no, 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 no. This mark is like this, you don't know very well. I know that this has happened. So then what happens? These wise men start arguing within themselves, and rest of the people just sit and get bored and listen, and everything goes wrong. They try to prove that I know. So-called wise men, they try to prove. Wise will never talk too much. Wise people don't talk too much. They show it in their work. And their tongues are like razors, means very sharp, always fighting, always arguing. So that's what they are trying to say. So, one day the prince gathered all the blind men in the marketplace. We see, then only we speak, right? Without seeing, we cannot speak. That's why another pair of eyes. Like I have got two pair of eyes. One is this and one is this. Isn't it? Another pair of eyes. I have eyes. I can see, but I can't see it properly, so I need this pair of eyes. Right? So here also they need another pair of eyes. So he called all the blind men to the marketplace. Very interesting story. And his so-called wise men are also there, and they are also waiting to see what is going to happen, what is the prince doing. And near those blind men, he placed an elephant. Elephant is a huge animal, right? Then he told each man to go to the beast and feel it with its hands. The first blind man advanced to the elephant and felt its head. The second took hold of its ear. The third its tusk. Tusk are the teeth. So this is for show. It does not eat with this. It attacks with this. It helps its work to be done with this, and they have separate teeth. Tusk is like a teeth. It's called ivory, tusk ivory. It's very expensive. And people steal that, they kill elephants for that. They do elephant poaching, which is very bad. So, first blind man advanced to the elephant, felt its head. The second took hold of its ears. The third its tusk. And the fourth its trunk. Trunk is the nose, which a huge trunk which it has. And the fifth its foot. The sixth its back, and the seventh its tail, and the last the tuft of the tail. Elephant's tail has got very less hair. It's like a small little bush at the end of the tail. So that's called the tuft. It's like a tuft. When you have a bundle of grass tied up, like that the elephant tail is. Now then, said the prince, okay, tell us what an elephant looks like. He's taking a perspective of people. He's put an elephant there because they can't see. Now they want to touch and think. So they have touched. One is touching the head, one is touching the tuft, and one is touching the tail. One is gone to the backside of the elephant. One is touching the foot. One is on the trunk, and one is on the tusk. Now then, said the prince, tell us what an elephant looks like. The first who had felt his head said it's like a pot. Because they are blind, they have never seen. Whatever he's saying, it's his perception, his type of thinking. Various type of thinkings. Next one who had touched the ear said, no, an elephant looks like a fan. The ears are like a fan, a hand fan. Nonsense, laughed the man who had fingered the tusk, the teeth. It's round, hard and smooth like a handle or a plough. You know what's a plough which at the back of two bullocks when you do farming? It's called a hull or something which you say in Hindi. Hull. That is called the plow, which helps in digging up the land. He said, no, it is strong, hard, smooth, it's like a plow. Elephant is like a plow because they have never seen an elephant. Don't be daft. Don't be a fool, don't talk useless. Said one who had felt the trunk, the elephant is like a snake. I'll come back in the next video.